Hey, David, how do we move the Republican Party to the left? It's a good question, and there are basically two answers. Number one is we move the Republican Party to the left by moving the Democratic Party to the left. The second answer is we move the Republican Party to the left by working at the local level, like Republicans are so good at doing, to get left wingers elected to school boards and city councils and PTA, whatever at the local level, because this is how Republicans have successfully won thousands of seats, if you consider down to the local level, tens of thousands of seats even, over the last several years, several decades, actually. Number one, if we can move the Overton window to the left of national political discussions, the Republican Party is going to have to come left, at least on some issues. A lot of them have on the issue of gay marriage, for example. It feels like so long ago, but it wasn't that long ago that the Supreme Court decision in June of 2015 said you can't ban same-sex marriage at the state level. And not all, there's still a lot of money raised in evangelical circles around being anti-gay, but a lot of Republicans have just sort of forgotten about it, and they are now at least centrists on the issue of gay marriage. It's just one example. As we continue to move the conversation to the left on healthcare, the catalyst for which was Bernie Sanders back in 2016, inserting this issue in a serious way into the public discussion, overall, you are pulling Republicans to the left as well. Now, they still want free market, blah, 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 all of that stuff. But more of them are willing to make some concessions about either pre-existing conditions or whatever else. So the point is, if the Democratic Party moves to the left, it will force, because we know that the public is moving left as well, it will force the Republican Party to come somewhat to the left. And then we've got to work at the local level. I know that it sounds so boring. It sounds almost cliche. It sounds almost axiomatic to say Democrats have to be working at the local level. But Democrats just don't do it well. The Democrats don't do it well. That's the reality. And what happens is there's a sort of twofold effect. Number one, by working really well at the local level, everything from school boards to city councils to mayorships of smaller towns and cities, all that stuff. What Republicans do is they make it so that they aren't in a position to have to make things happen at the state or federal level as quickly, because they have all these people already doing it when it comes to curricula in schools, because they've got the school boards, all of these other things. If we can get involved in that, we are going to have a lot of those same successes, presumably, but also they have basically like a farm team, to use a baseball analogy. They've got the minor leagues, and they have all sorts of people from which they can handpick the most charismatic and the most sort of PR friendly, and then start winning bigger races in the House of Representatives. Some of these folks can even become senators, et cetera. So those are the two areas where Democrats need to start working right away. If we want to move the Republican Party to the left, we know the way to do it. Move ourselves to the left as leftists, both through the Democratic Party and outside of it. And we've got to start winning the local races. It's truly disheartening to see the degree to which Democrats have failed at the local level for so many years and in large swaths of the United States.